What's up, guys? It's Clay here, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to bet on Prize Picks, Underdog, and Dabble. And this is going to be strictly for player props and how to bet profitably and how I'm up like 200 units in the past month. So I'm going to be going through how I've been doing it and like what type of bets I'm making, how to bet better, the math behind each like app. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it here. So they have different promos on each of these apps here. So Underdog, every other day, they got a daily promo. It drops around like 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, and then sometimes around 5 to 7 p.m. So you want to be like checking the app and just making sure there's no promos up. But if there is a promo up, we're gonna go ahead and throw $20 into Underdog and then max them out. So they usually do a free pick. So they have a free pick over zero point 0.5 points, and those are like locks, obviously going to hit. And then the taco is a 5 to 6 point discount, and then those are usually going to hit. Most of the time, they're going to hit. So you might as well max them out. And then we're going to pair it with one other player. And then usually they pay out 30 as long as the other player hits. And then we got prize picks. So we got Tuesday tacos. Max of $25 per taco. There's one at 12 p.m. Eastern, 3:30, and 7. So you want to open it like so it drops at 12 and then it lasts till 3:30. Next one drops at 3:30, lasts till 7. Next one drops at 7, lasts till like 9 or something. So we want to be getting these tacos and locking them in. So the way I usually do tacos is I'll split them up, $5 for 5 different bets, and then I'll have the taco paired with like 5 different other players, and then they're each going to be two mans, so they all pay out 15. But like that's the most like that's the easiest way to get your money back. If you want to be a little risky, you can do uh five four mans, and then we'll put the taco on each of the four mans, and then try to get $50 back. And I do the same strategy with the free picks. So the free picks are really nice. It's like over zero point 0.5 points. They're just like locks, and then this happens like once a week on Prize Picks. And then they have a protected play on Friday. So you basically get your $20 back. I'm sure you guys know about this, but like yeah, you do $20 four man or you do a six man, and it pays 100 or 500 respectively. And then sleeper, they also do like tacos, probably about like 4 times a week. And then they do $10 max. So we're gonna be maxing those out with different two mans. And then sometimes they have free picks on sleeper as well. That's why I included it in here. So my favorite apps to bet on, I like using Dabble to just look at the entire board, and then I like will look at the entire board. I'll write down in my notes like the best picks for the day, and then I'll look them up on Underdog. But Dabble's like the cleanest interface to see all the different games and like see their points, rebounds, and assists like really easily. So I like using Dabble. So to go even, here's the percentage you need to be hitting your bets with. So the best like strategy is really just to do three mans because you have a 55% chance. Like this is the lowest out of the entire like board here. So three mans are gonna be your best friend, and like that's like the only thing I do really. I do like $5 three-man bets, and then I'll just do a ton of different three mans. And then on my 5 man and 6 mans, I'll do like half a unit. So on the three mans, I'm doing 1 unit, and then the 5 and 6 mans, I'm doing like half a unit. And like these are the best bets here. So the 3 man on underdog, and the 5 mans, like those are my favorite. So this is times 20, this is times 6. And then prize picks, they don't give you that shit. They make it way harder. So 3 mans are only times 5. So you need to be like hitting 58% of your like bets or like your players that you pick. 58% of the time it's got to be hitting for you to go even. So on the 3 mans, say I'm going like I'm hitting 65% of my bets, that's where the money's at. But if I'm hitting 55% of the bets, I'm even. So yeah, this is just the math behind it. So like even like when you go higher on Dabble, like you got to be careful because a lot of these aren't going to hit. So even though it's like a low percentage, like relatively to prize picks, like a 55.3%. It's pretty good for a six man, but like you want to be going low with your bets because like it's not going to hit. Like 35 of the times it's not going to hit. So we want to be going low. Like the actual odds, if you're doing like 50-50 coin flip, like this would be I don't know, you got like a 1 out of 4 chance of hitting, 1 out of 8 chance of hitting a three man, 1 out of 16 chance to hit the four man, 1 out of 32 chance to hit the five man, 1 out of 64 chance to hit the six man. So we do need to be making good bets and that are hitting like 60 to 70% of the time. If we're hitting like 70% of our picks, then we're gonna start making a lot of money. If we're going under that, if we're doing 50% or under, we're gonna start losing money. So we want to be hitting like 70% of our bets ideally, or like at least 60% of our bets. But yeah, let's get into this. So like I don't really like prize picks because of this. Like their percentages aren't really good. So I mainly do four mans on prize picks, like $5 four mans. But yeah. So you want to be going small with your bets because you want to do this for the long term. We're not trying to like get burned one day and then never fucking bet again. We're trying to go small with their bets. And yeah, here's what I've been doing basically. So here's the underdog like free point thing. So I had one other bet with him, cashed it $30. Here's a taco example. So here's a taco hits, and then I had this guy under passes. Like soccer, I like the if it's a high amount of passes attempted, I like going under in those. And then I had Micah PV over 2.5 assists. And then here we had another, this is like underdog taco. So this line was originally like 29.5 and it dropped to 24.5. So I played it $10, hit it. And then here, this was yesterday. We had this is like the type of bets I'm going for. Like a lot of the times I'll be betting on like the bench. And then like when they have like really low like lines, like I like going over on them. So this is a good example. So we had Niang at 6 points, Okoro at 10.5, Wagner, and that hit. And then over here, wait, let me get back. Over here we got Norman Powell, Coffee, Bogdanovich. And these all hit like pretty easily yesterday. Um, but yeah, I'm just showing you the type of bets I'm going for. So here's some more here. So we got Pritchard, Jonas, and then Green. Like these are just like low like quantity of stuff. So like 5.5 points is like nothing. 2 assists, 0.5 assists, like they're just low stuff. And then these bets, they were playing against UConn. Creighton is playing against UConn, and UConn's got like a really good defense. So I just went under on those guys. And then here we got a lot of like bench players that are have low like lines. So we're going over. Halliburton, we went under because he was like he had limited minutes there. And then yeah, like went over on all these guys. They all easily hit. And yeah, so like these are the type of bets I'm going for. I like to bet on good players. Like even if they're on the bench, I want to make sure they're like a good player and they're like relatively consistent and like they're actually going to get minutes. So we need to find an edge on our bets. Like we want an edge so we can like hit 60 to 70% of the time. And so it's basically like the prediction, your prediction minus whatever the line is an edge. So you predict someone's going to get 24 points. Their line's 21 points. You got a 3 point edge. And yeah, like say their average is 24, then yeah, that's your edge. So we're gonna be like basically just going on Google and like looking up the players. Like you're gonna be on your phone with the app open and you're going to be on Google on your laptop, just looking up like each player's stats. So you look up like Tyrese Halliburton stats, and then you can just look really quickly, look at their averages, look at their last 10 games. And yeah, so we want like at least a 2 point edge if we're going to be betting on points. And then rebounds and assists, we want at least like a one rebound or one assist edge. This can be for over or unders, and then rebounds and assists. We want a one rebound or assist edge, and then PRA we want like 3 points, rebounds, assist edge. So say their average PRA is like 42, then the line's 39, then we have a 3 point PRA edge. And then like if it's anything more than that, then we're definitely gonna take them. So here's what I do to like look at bets and then like determine if I'm actually gonna bet on the players. So I'll look at the matchups first. So I'll go on the score on my phone. Like it's an app, really good for betting. Recommend it. But yeah, you basically just look at the over unders and then the spread, and you can determine exactly what the score is going to be. So, for example, over unders 225, spreads -7 for team A. Team A wins 116 to 109. And that's basically how you can like project the scores out, just because like the lines are usually really good in Vegas. So you kind of just like go with that. I don't like betting on over unders and spreads just because they're kind of rigged and like, or not necessarily rigged, but like they're just like they're way too good of lines. So you can basically project the score from those. So we'll just go on the score, the app, and then we'll look at their over under, their spreads, and then project the score, and then look at if it's going to be a high scoring game over 235 or a low scoring game. And high scoring games, we want to go over on guys. Low scoring games, we want to go under on guys. And then we're going to look at the opponent's defense, see who's at home, look at the player stats for the last 10 games in the season. This is going to be your main determining factor, like the player stats. So we're going to look at their average. Like we're betting on their points. We're going to look at their average points and then their average points the last 10 games and then see how many minutes they've been playing recently. Especially if they have like an injured player, like this is where like the money's at. So like if they have injured like center and then the backup center's playing, their line's usually pretty low. And then we're gonna go like over on the center like that's playing. And we're gonna look at who's injured, look at how many minutes they're playing. Like we want over 20 minutes preferably. If we're betting on the bench, we're gonna make sure their line's like really low, like 1, 2 assists or like 6 to 10 points if it's under 20 minutes. Like we don't want anything higher than that, but we usually want them to play at least 20 minutes. Like they want to be like a bench, but like maybe they finish the game or they're starters and then they play most of the game. But we want players over 20 minutes. And then we're gonna learn about the players by watching the games and like getting more familiar with the NBA. So different strategies I use to bet. So when I'm going under, it's usually for a blowout game. So on the starting players like PRA and points, we're going under on them because it's going to be a blowout game. They're not going to play the entire time. They're not going to play like the fourth quarter. And usually that's where the money is. You go over on bench players in blowout games because the bench is going to be playing a lot more. Especially like third, fourth quarter, the bench will be playing a lot more. They'll get their normal shift. And like usually how the games go, if you guys aren't familiar with NBA, so like they'll have their starters in for the first 8 minutes of the first quarter. They'll put their bench in with like 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left. They'll put their bench in, let them play till about like the 8 or 7 minute mark in the second quarter, and then they'll put their starters back in. And then it's kind of the same for the second half too. So they'll have their starters come in first 8 minutes of the third quarter, put their bench in for like 8 minutes. Like the 4 minute mark at the third quarter, they'll put their bench in, have them play till about like 7 or 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then they'll put their starters back in. But the blowout games, they won't put their starters back in for the final shift. They won't put their starters back in and they'll keep their bench on. So that's where we find an edge. Um, we're gonna bet over when the line's too low by like 2 points, 3 PRA, 1 rebound, or 1 assist. If it's too low by that many, then we're going over. High scoring games, close games, we're gonna go over. And if they're up against a bad defense, we're gonna go over. Like they're playing the Pacers or like the Wizards, we're gonna go over. And then we're gonna bet the under when the line's too high. So it's too high by 2 points or too high by 3 PRA or more. Then we're gonna go under. Low scoring games, like they're going up against like the Timberwolves, like a good defense. Then we're gonna go under on the players. But yeah, we really got to look at like who they're playing against. It's very important. And then we're gonna stick with three mans for most of our bets. So like most of my bets personally are like $5 three mans on Dabble. And then if underdogs get some good lines, I'll do three mans on underdog too. But we want to do like I would say like 70% of your bets you want to do three mans. Because three mans are gonna hit. Like they're actually gonna hit. Like the five and six mans, it's really rare you're gonna hit one of those unless you really know what you're doing. But yeah, we want to stick with the three mans because three mans hit, and then two mans also hit, but they don't pay as much. So like you gotta kind of like bet more. I don't really like two mans because they don't pay enough. Four mans are okay if there's like good lines on Prize Picks. I like to do four mans there. You only want to do two and four mans on Prize Picks because of like the math chart I showed earlier. And yeah, three mans are like the most, like you only need 55% of your picks to be right to make money. So we like three mans on underdog and dabble. And then the five or six mans, we want to go half a unit. Um, just because like it's not going to hit most of the time. So like say our unit's $5, half unit would be 250, and then a five man with $2.50 would pay 50, and then a six man would pay 87.50. So like it still pays a lot, but like we're not risking as much because they're probably not going to hit. So here's basically this is like the final slide, but yeah, this is like the chart of like dabble and so basically you got a 50% chance of hitting. This is the odds. So these odds aren't great. And then we're saying our unit's $10. So we got a 50% chance of hitting. Um, a two man's gonna pay out $8 expected value. Three man's gonna pay out $8. Six man's gonna pay out $6. Five man's gonna pay out $6. Six man's gonna pay out $5. Seven man's gonna pay out $5. Eight man's gonna pay out $4. So we want to stick with two and three mans because our expected value is the highest when we're doing a coin flip. And a lot of these are coin flips, but like we're trying to find our edge to where we're gonna get our bets right like 60-70% of the time. And yeah, so like a 60% um on a three man or on a two man here, we got a 36% or 36% chance of hitting. On a three man, we got a 21.6% chance of hitting. And then as you see, like kind of as your percentages go up, you want to do like more players on your bets, or it looks like that at least. But yeah, I mean, I would stick to six man being your max amount of players on a bet. I would really just do three mans. Like that's gonna be the way you're actually gonna make money. Three mans with like $5, so $5 to 30, and then you're gonna hit a bunch of those, and then that's how you're gonna make money. Five mans are good. Five mans actually hit sometimes, and times 20. So as you see, like we're hitting 70% of our bets. We're gonna get paid like $34 from the $10 on average from from the five mans. So if we're getting up to hitting like 70% of our bets, we can actually make a lot of money. Like this is all from $10. This whole chart is from $10. And if we're hitting 80% of our bets, like and we're doing eight mans, like the payout's like huge. These are the expected values. So um like let's just look at the left side from five man to two man because these are gonna be like our main like bets. So we're hitting 70% of our three mans. We're going to be hitting $21 expected value out of $10. So that's really good. So we're really just going to be shooting for 60% until we get better at betting. And then we'll eventually move up to 70%, 80%. Like right now, I'm probably firing about like, I'd say like 65 to 70% of my bets are hitting. So yeah, like we can make a lot of money here. So like we're hitting 70% of our bets on a day. We're gonna be returning like and we're doing all three mans. we're returning like double what we're putting in. So we're putting in like $100 on the day. We're getting 210 back. We're hitting 60% of our three mans, put in $100 on the day, we're getting 130 back. So yeah, this is kind of like how to be profitable and like what it takes. And you really just got to be hitting like 60 to 70% of your bets. And then you'll start reaching the profit lands and start making money consistently sports betting. And we're really looking for edges on NBA players. So we're going to look at the entire board through Dabble, and then we're going to look at all the games on the score. And we're going to make our picks from there and just like write them down on a notepad and then start banging out a bunch of three mans on Dabble or Underdog. And that's how we're going to be making a lot of money. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Take care, like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new. Peace. What's up, guys? So I basically put into ChatGPT my formula here. So I put in like if you put in $5, you get paid out $30, and then we're saying we're putting in 14 parlays of $70 cost, and we're expected to get $150 from that, which means it's like 12 and a half days to reach $1,000 profit. And this is if we're hitting 70% of our picks. So 34% of our parlays are going to hit. And yeah, this is it with $100. So we're doing 20 different parlays. And we're expected to win about 7 of them if we're hitting 70% of our bets. And then I wanted to try this out yesterday. So this is saying it takes 9 days to reach $1,000. And then I'll just show you the results from yesterday. So I put in like $200 on a bunch of different $5 three mans and four mans. And I just wanted to test out what would happen. So this, as we see, we're getting a lot of wins here. Like we had Joe Johnson, Green hit, Jason Wallace hit, Bogdanovich, Bagley hit. And I just paired up these guys a bunch, and I was like following the rules that I was sharing with you guys earlier. And we were just going in yesterday. I just was not missing on some of these, but I definitely lost like probably about like 20 of them. But this is like a hot streak. I was just like every like bet I was placing was hitting. And then yeah, here's some losses here. But yeah, another hit here. And yeah, it was a good day. Like we hit a lot of bets. And the $200 actually turned into $600. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Like if you're hitting like more than 55% of your bets, it's like pretty likely you're gonna start making money. And then here we got another like these are my two prize picks entries yesterday, and they both hit. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. It's very possible to make money. I made $400 yesterday with this strategy, and you guys can too. Just be responsible, and yeah, peace out, guys.